thought that was one of our more complete games that we've played all season, offensively and defensively. I thought Kyron controlled the game with his speed, his tenacity, great leadership. I thought we made timely shots. I thought defensively we were pretty tough. Tough league. Everybody's battling. But I'm proud of the group's grit. Proud of the teamwork they showed. One of the more spirited efforts that we've had, in league play. So, staying on the road, next game. Georgetown missed a lot of open shots. I mean, they had a lot of open shots that normally go in. They just didn't go in today. It just wasn't their day to, make open shots that they normally made. Pryor missed a couple of open ones. Peak had some open ones, didn't go in. Some chippies around the basket, but we were really fortunate to come in and we played really well. This is probably the best we've played all season. So, we happen to have one of those days, where the ball just went in the basket and happened to be on a day that we're celebrating Martin Luther King. I don't think I could be in the seat that I'm in without his toughness, his vision, and tenacity to make change in the world.
What'd you tell your guys? They got to within 4, I think 28-24. You went on a double-digit run. What'd you tell your guys in that first half?
Continue to play in transition, continue to trust each other, continue to just play and try to have some fun. Get the ball up the floor, try to get it to the rim as fast as we could.
You mentioned you did well offensively. Is that the best the Flexes looked in the second half? You got some really good action, not only for your forwards, but for everybody else.
I just thought the ball moved. I thought the guys shared the ball well, and I thought it was our cutting. I thought we cut really hard. I thought we moved the ball really well.
Georgetown had a pretty good offensive game against Connecticut. What did you guys do to make them look the opposite today?
Again, I thought we played well, and again, when the ball's going in the basket, your offense looks pretty good. They had good looks at the basket. It just didn't go in today. Peak normally doesn't miss that many wide open looks. Pryor doesn't miss that many open looks. They had some open looks at the basket, just didn't go in.
Does it help to play them, back to back almost? Obviously a couple of tough games in between, but does that help at all?
Personally, I'm not a fan of it. I'd like for us, we haven't played probably three or four teams yet in the league. I think, we haven't played them yet, and this is the second time around, but that's how the TV schedule is. I prefer to prepare and try to play everybody once and then have a second go around, but that's just the way the schedule
but for
is.
Preparation, does that help a little bit?
Preparation definitely helps on both sides, for Georgetown and for Providence. I mean, we're pretty familiar with each other. We just played each other a couple of weeks ago, so we're definitely familiar with each other.
You've won 6 in a row in the series. That's never happened at Providence. Is it just, circumstance?
It's matchups. I mean, basketball's a game of matchups. You look at the pros, high school, college. Some teams match up well with others, and for whatever reason, we've been very, very fortunate to play against them. But they'll figure it out. We'll all figure it out. Everybody's in a rough road right now. There's a lot of losses right now in league play. You're seeing it all over the place, right? Xavier's probably lost 3 in a row. Seton Hall's lost 3 in a row. That's the league we're in. It's just why we're the best league in the country. It's just a dogfight.
Ed mentioned your speed. Did you think that was an advantage coming in?
I don't know about it so far as an advantage. She's just always, telling me to go fast, and we play pretty good when I'm going pretty fast. As long as I stay under control.
How come you couldn't get one more rebound?
Not even 6 foot. I'm surprised I got down.
What was the impact of you guys switching intermittently to zone? Do you think it put them on their heels a little bit?
We're trying to do whatever we can, in this season, whatever we can to try to stay close in the game and get lucky at the end and win. We've lost so many impact players and trying to develop a new cast of leaders, Kyron obviously being a very big focal point. I thought the silent assassin today that, many of you haven't mentioned was Rodney and Jalen. Those are our 3 oldest players that have the most experience, and I thought they played really well. I was proud of our freshmen that came in. I thought Malik and Khalif played really well, probably their best games of the season, and we're going to need them in order to be effective in our league. But, still a long way to go, still 11, 12 games left, and hopefully, we can continue to improve.
What did you have to do differently this time against Marcus Derrickson? He had his career high against you a couple weeks ago.
Pay a little bit more attention to him, especially from long distance. I don't have my glasses. I'm blind. Stevie Wonder up here. I can't see. I don't even know what he shot from the floor, but I know we had to, we had to definitely pay attention to him. does. I mean, he can really stretch out. He's very, very good in the post. I like Georgetown a lot, you know. I like their team. The ball's not going in the basket at the rate at which they want it to go in, but they're a good basketball team. They'll be a tough out, and there's still a long, long way to go. So a lot of basketball left to be played.
One more question.
Ed, did you say anything with 7, 8 minutes to go and say we're closing this game out differently than we did last week?
I talked to the team about stay spirited, have some fun, you know, try to enjoy each other, defend like there's no tomorrow, and get out in transition, versus kind of uptight, trying to keep the team as loose as possible. We felt like when we're on them consistently, we feel our players tighten up a little bit, and we just wanted to make sure that they enjoy the game, and get lost within it. If you do, we'll give ourselves an opportunity. Thanks.